Hello and welcome to some more Need for Speed 3 Hot Pursuit. This is part 3, and next part we're going to be tackling the second half of the tournament. Before we ended part 2, I switched over to the new fleet of vehicles unlocked. We're going from one Ferrari to another, going from the 355 to the 550. So, and we're going to be doing this because the whole roster of opponents will be switching vehicles themselves. So, we need to keep it on an even playing field, shall we? So, that is what we're going to do.
Oh yeah, and we're going to Country Woods.
As you'll notice by this point, the tracks are technically similar to where we've been before. The key difference is they're basically alternate variations. Tougher variations, to say the least.
Oh yeah.
So if Country Woods seems familiar to you, that's because it's based off Hometown. Excuse me. And how tough are we talking? Notably.
Country Woods is still in that territory of, this isn't terrible. But there's one track in particular that, I'm not gonna lie, is really tough.
And we'll get to that later.
I go with the closer car cam because I get a slightly better feel with this, the position of this camera.
And yes, you'd be correct. We'll get to that later.
Everyone's favorite, another sharp corner.
This game does love hairpin turns.
Really does. And that's like
and this track loves sharp 90-degree turns.
Oh, big time.
This track's also home to one of the best shortcuts in the game.
Did I just miss it?
No, you're coming up to it right now. That
I was
one.
gonna say, I remember. Oh.
Good job. Good going.
Of course, it's great when you don't hit the trees.
I hear horns.
You could probably say that I don't remember the collision for this very well.
What the hell is
For the record, it's actually easier to do this in the PC version.
Yeah, the collision on that's just a
bit oopsie whoopsie fucky wucky.
No, don't say that again.
Please don't say that again.
Don't do that again.
The notion has passed, you cannot do it again.
Yep, notion accepted. I mean, I was gonna accept it anyway.
So yeah, so now I gotta make up some lost progress. Like that section, like I haven't done that in a while. Like on PC, it is definitely easier. Just in this, it's like the collision is like really janky.
Yeah.
So it just becomes trickier to pull off. You really have to kind of get the know-how of that section.
Sounds like it's just really better off not doing it at all.
Possibly.
I mean, if you know your way around the wonky collision, it would still be a big time save.
Yeah, if you get it down, it will still save you a lot of time.
True.
Lap 2.
And besides, we still got a few more laps anyways. It's not like that's gonna... It's not like we're out of this or anything.
Oh, goodness gracious, no, not by a long shot. You are very much in this.
See, I'm already catching up to second now, and I'm hunting for the leader. Oh, pfft.
Gonna get your ass, Mr. Ice.
Alright, come on. Just hunt them down. Still using a lot of the handbrake trick because it just helps out a lot here.
Especially on these sharp corners.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a very interesting color for a Diablo.
Purple with gold SV sides.
Yep. And
it works. Do I try again?
Maybe.
Jesus. I'm just gonna reset and keep going this way.
In the PC version, that center tree, those center trees with the wonky hit detection aren't there.
Yeah. it's so much easier on PC. Just
Because it's just a straight shot.
yeah.
You're going up there, though. Didn't know we were suddenly playing Sledstorm.
Well, they didn't intend to, but hey, it gave us a bit of extra Wii.
No, this is PlayStation.
Shut up.
Incidentally,
That's
that's also where
Game
Sledstorm was.
Yeah. I was gonna say that's Game was his joke too, by the way.
It is my joke.
Is it really?
Yes.
Oh jeez. But even despite the hiccups of that hairpin, we're still doing very well. Nothing
Yeah.
nothing really to worry about too much right now.
That's your best lap, lap 3.
And, we're
And
going-
as you can see with these cars, definitely much faster in a straight line.
yeah, I was doing about over 190 in this thing.
We were getting close to 200.
Yep. This thing probably will do close to 200. Is this
They'll
hard with
definitely
this?
go in the 190 range.
It's just hard with this track because this track is so technical enough that you can't really trying to actually get to that speed is difficult.
It's when you get back into the hometown section that you'd be able to do it.
Oh boy, here comes this again. Still hate that section so much because I'm not good with the hairpins in this game at all.
At least on the PS1 version.
Yeah, they're easier to manage on, PC, just different physics and all. Plays a notable
That is
factor.
the biggest difference between the PS1 and PC version. The physics
Right.
are different.
Gonna go further out. Oh my god.
How
Close
is it-
enough.
how-
Close enough!
Yeah. Well, you got a considerable lead now, but
Look at that gap.
Yeah.
yeah.
Like, you can see just how much... It's so hard to, actually just run through that section and not, lose any speed just because of the collision detection.
Why is it even like that?
I don't know. They
90s.
just didn't program that bit very well.
That's dumb.
Or maybe they looked at the PC version like, wait a minute, this is a very easy shortcut. We gotta make them earn it.
I thought the PC version came out later.
I thought they came out same year.
Well,
Alright,
it came out in the
let's-
same year. I'm just saying later in the same year.
Hold on,
Alright, let's-
Wikipedia is our best friend. Let me look.
I will.
I've already got Wikipedia up, so...
March 25, 1998 in PlayStation in North
Oh, yep,
America.
September 23rd for PC.
Wow.
Wow.
You beat the lap
Oh,
leader.
barely.
Final lap.
That was just barely a lap record, but I'll take it.
Yep. Name checks out. Yep, it even checks out on the. It even checks out on the Need for Speed Wiki too.
Well, where do you think they get their info? Some of those people get their info from.
Good point.
It is weird though, how the difference in months between releases, despite the fact that they're the same, they're still based off the same game. I guess.
I think it's because they probably have different dev teams working on different
oh yeah,
things.
different dev
Correct.
teams and whatnot.
Oh yeah, because EA Canada did the PlayStation version, and EA Seattle did the PC version.
Yes,
And they're dead now.
sadly.
All because they didn't make the good version of Hot Pursuit 2.
Oh Jesus! Look at this.
That shortcut is just so ridiculous.
I know.
It's so dumb.
If I ever manage to get a run there where I don't manage to hit any of that, that will be a goddamn miracle. I'm putting it I'm just gonna put it that way. Yeah, close enough. And now we're at least getting back into the more speedier bits near the end. AKA the best part.
The big fast.
The big
You know,
fast.
I mean, speed is the thing that we need in this game.
I mean, it's like it's the namesake.
And not
Back
just
when
the
that
book,
back when that
Top
actually
Gun.
meant a little bit more.
You beat the
And
lap
still managed to
record.
just edge
You
out a new
won
lap
the race.
record.
Huzzah!
Not by a whole lot, but still, I'll take it.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Congratulations. I get it.
Congratulations. You
Oh,
get
wow.
the lap record for this track.
Oh, I see that Kingst was probably I think was the former holder of the lap record on this track. Because it was
Yep.
2:25.12 before.
And apparently our good friend Clarence is a minute behind us in total time.
Mm-hmm.
That BMW.
Oh, it's look at that! Corn!
Corn, Maddie, Nut Dog, Jelly, Razor, Salsa, Rocky, and Durus.
And the PlayStation 1 version had some weird AI names.
Yep. Yeah, look at those Diablos. 209. Well, we will get to those Diablos. I just didn't want it. I just kind of wanted to keep the whole same brand scheme for this thing. But yeah, we now have a 5-point lead as we go to the next track, which is Lost Canyons.
Oh boy.
And again, sorry, I know this must be a little annoying to see, but emulation.
Ah, Lost Canyons.
One, go.
Yep.
Actually,
Basically,
come to think of it, this track isn't that bad either.
no. The alternate variations for both hometown and
Hometown and Red Rock Ridge's alternates are actually still pretty easy.
yeah, they have some tricky bits, but they're not crazy. Ooh, Jesus! The car just kind of hooked into after that jump, so I was kind of just at the mercy of what it was likely going to hit.
Oh, I just realized it went to the place I was blocked off in Red Rock
Yep,
Ridge.
that's how most of these alternate routes work.
Neat.
Oh, jeez. Yeah.
I'm now reminded of Black Box Hot Pursuit 2 with the canyon tracks.
All right. I also really like the setting for this too. It's kind of like it's a more closer to nighttime, but not quite.
It's dusk.
Yeah, it's like, yeah.
And then you just got this section here.
Oh, I love the way this section looks.
Oh boy. Oh, that actually didn't hurt me that bad. That just
Yeah,
kind of
so-
stopped my momentum and put me on track. I'll be
Yeah,
totally
if you
honest.
had some eagle eyes there, you noticed that the car was smoking for a second.
Just for a bit.
It's just a Ferrari thing, especially of this era. Also,
Yeah.
just imagine driving your Ferrari and then suddenly end up with a bunch of like ancient ruins and shit.
I know. Old NFS games, their track designs were wacky, but in a good way.
Yeah.
They were the fun kind of wacky.
It was the 90s, and they
The 90s were
free rein to
wacky.
do whatever the fuck they wanted to.
Yep, that's just how the 90s worked.
I kind of like. If only we could get a resurgence of this again.
Yeah. I
Like, if
know.
there's any
Lap
sort...
two.
I'd love to see these tracks remastered.
I know. Like, these games, the reason again, going back to the reason I'm not interested in most newer stuff is these games kind of had a bit of a charm to them because they weren't trying. They had more creative freedom to do their own sort of thing. You don't.
It's not like
in the markets these days. You don't really get that anymore.
Yeah, they're because that's nowadays are normally frowned upon as kiddie arcade stuff.
I hate how most arcade stuff nowadays is just frowned upon. It's like, it's like, do y'all forget that a lot of us grew up on some of these games and they mean something to us? But arcade games still deserve to have a place somewhere. Let them have their spotlight. Stop trying to undermine them because it's not realistic enough. There's enough realistic games out there. In fact, if anything, spicy take, there's too many games that are trying to be realistic. We need to calm that down.
We really need to stop being realistic.
Like the arcade scene kind of took a bit of a blow because I'm going
for that jump again.
I feel Forza Horizon is partially to blame for that.
And I mean, if you really think about
it, dear.
Need for Speed Pro Street's to blame for it, theoretically, because Horizon kind of evolved. Like Pro Street eventually evolved
hey, it's my partner.
Into what Horizon wanted to become.
Ow, my knee.
Which was the pro racing festival, along with it being a car show, a music festival, that kind of stuff. Which is what kind of Pro Street was known for, except it had the race team and whatnot.
I will find the. Hopefully we'll find.
In terms of aesthetics, but in terms of aesthetics, maybe. But I think for Forza Horizon, like the thing is like, it's like an open world game, but it's the one that probably has the most polished, almost realistic, but somewhat it's got probably the most polished simcade game out there, and every other game like it now is trying to emulate the success.
Which, you know what, that's going to lead into my own spicy take here. Arcadey racing games are inherently going to age better than realistic games.
Big time. That's the problem with a lot of games that are trying to be realistic. They will not, when more realistic games come out, those will not age well at all.
Yeah.
They never have.
Let's be honest. I don't think anyone's
I think there is one properly realistic game that will and has shown that it's going to age well no matter what, and that's Assetto Corsa. And of course, because it's still an active service and it's always being updated, iRacing, will still always have a place for realism because that's still an ongoing thing.
Yeah. Some people probably gonna get a little bit of flack for this, but I feel like probably stuff like R-Factor, Project Cars, Automobilista, I feel like they probably don't have as much staying power as AC and iRacing.
Automobilista would have had more staying power if its physics weren't any good, to be honest.
I mean Automobilista.
Oh, Mobilista.
Not the cell shaded.
Sorry, I misheard you.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, they both have similar sounding names, so...
Oh, yeah. What the fuck? Okay. I wasn't expecting that.
Well, yeah, yeah.
I was trying to purposely do that so I wouldn't, smack into, the pillars, but apparently, even that's still a little too much. With that, it seems like you really gotta nail it, or else... Oops.
Yeah.
But if you can nail it, that's definitely a time saver. Even if you're in the air for a lot, just it cuts a sharp corner, so it's still a time saver.
It's a straighter line, ergo you're saving time.
Yep.
Even though I don't typically use the jump.
The jumps are fun most of the time.
They typically are.
Keyword being most, not all, most.
Who needs shocks when you can take the big jumps?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the racing game. Shocks.
I've never played. I've still never played
that-
Shocks.
Isn't that the one with like the Porsche 959 Dakar on the cover?
Yes. Ooh, jeez.
Careful.
I'm trying here.
Careful, SpongeBob. Careful, SpongeBob!
Patrick, the lid's already off.
Oh, my turn!
Heck.
Battle axe.
Do exactly as I do.
Patrick, that's a gun. Yes.
You need a jar.
I just love like all the variants people keep making of it, just constantly escalating.
Yeah.
Yeah, first you got Patrick, that's a gun. Then Patrick, that's a rocket launcher. Then an AC.
I was waiting for one
130,
point where it's like
a nuke.
Patrick, that's me. Yes.
I know there's a Patrick that's a Patrick.
I mean, I still want it to just be, Patrick actually grabs the right thing and SpongeBob corrects him for it to be the wrong thing. Patrick, that's a jar. Yes. You need a pickle.
You know what? That's fine. That'll work. I was hoping not to hit it, but I didn't come to a complete stop, so.
If anything, it seems like hitting it, like on the side might be more beneficial anyways.
Somewhat.
Because it redirects your momentum back onto the track.
Yep, that's true. Alright. Oh.
Careful.
I'm fine. We don't have too much more to go.
Just got a couple of corners left.
And straight away dash to the finish.
You've won the race.
Nice.
You won the race.
I did it, and I got hit in the back.
You got rear-ended.
Mm-hmm.
Congrats on winning the race. Here's your prize.
Ow.
Here. A few hundred.
Hooray, I
dollars
made
in
it to the
repair
top of the
bills.
board beating Bo and Duke in the same cars.
Damn it! Like
Drew,
Damn it.
Hammy,
I got my-
Baldy!
Baldy.
Angie, J, Kirk, Natax, Rom, and then lap time was Binge.
Damn it! I got my time beat in a Need for Speed 3 Hot Pursuit.
By a Binge. Alright, anyway, so that is of course the 6th race down, and here's a look at the stats. We're now 6 points ahead of Ice, which is very nice. As we take a look at quickly the next track before I called off for this part, which is going to be the very fancy Aquatica, which almost has a Nürburgring-like layout to it, I'm not gonna lie.
But it's not the Nürburgring.
No, definitely not. You'll see what it actually looks like when we get to it in the next part, so stay tuned for that, and as always, thank you again so much for watching. If you enjoyed this, hit the like button, because that really helps the channel out. Also hit the subscribe, because that too also helps. And if you want to become a Patreon member and get your name at the start of videos, all you got to do is become a $1 pledger or more, and your name will be in the video. Thank you, and I will see you in the next video.
Hey, take care, everybody.
Goodbye.